All right, we are live.
Yes.
Today we're going to be doing some vibe coding, and we're working on a Jira replacement. Every
Yes.
engineer's dream.
Yes.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes. Hi, I'm Sumit. I'm a software engineer, and I have formal background education in computer science. Did my bachelor's and master's in that, and have been building software for over a decade. And I am definitely excited about the advent of new AI tools and technologies, and trying to get my hands on them to see how can I better use them. I built a basic uh, bug tracker or task tracker right now. So it works essentially. So it has the UI is there, the database is there, and the app is there. You can perform additions of tasks and move them across boards. Uh, in this session, I'll see if I can use cloud as the vibe coding agent to add, let's say, some form of authentication authorization functionality on top of it, and learn best practices from Dan here.
Nice.
So should go to Dan.
Cool. So what other AI tools have you tried?
Apart from that, I have tried Cline, CLINE,
Hmm.
a bit, but not much apart from that.
Cool. So yeah, let's jump into the project a little bit. What frameworks and stuff have you used? Did you pick those, or did you let Claude pick them when you got started?
I picked those, so I did some research. So I used Versal for my deployments,
Hmm.
and my source code is present on GitHub, and I used Lovable to start with the building the basic UI app accordingly, and my database is Postgres on Superbase.
Nice. And on the front end, is it Next.js? What are we using there?
I think it is Next.js only.
Awesome.
I'm not a front end engineer,
Yeah.
so I have
Same.
no understanding of front end. In this case, I've only used Vibe coding to do
Yeah.
front ends.
Perfect. Have you looked at the code at all?
I have looked at the code at
Okay.
high level when the code was being
Yeah.
created accordingly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. So what do you have in here so far for Claude setup? Do you have a Claude.md?
Yes. So I do have a plot.md. I'm going to move some part of my screen so I can look at them in the vector space as well. Just give me 1 second here.
Sure.
Can you guys see when
I see
I
your
type?
terminal. Yeah, I can see you typing.
Yeah, and is the font size all good, readable?
Yeah, this is about as good as we're gonna get.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. So fire up Claude. Have you done any other customizations?
Yes, so I have created the cloud.md, like essentially agents.md file, but I have not created a system level agents.md or a project level, not a project, an environment level agents.md yet.
What type
That
of
is,
agents did you create in there?
there are no agents. It's just
Oh, you just have an empty agents.md.
yeah, I don't have an agent, so I can just see if I can just open up that
Yeah, sure.
file. So I'll ask Cloud to do. I think if I do init, will it read my file or will
That'll
it read
create
a
a
new file?
new. That'll create a new one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just ask it to read the file.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood. You have an agents.md as Claude instructions, not a Claude agent. Those are separate. Cool. Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Awesome.
I have agents.md, not a Cloud agents right now.
Cool. First, tell it to just read the structure of the project and explain the code.
Yeah. Would it be good just from token users point of view that I ask it to read on the clouds.md, because it already had created all that structure and saved it there, so that kind of like resumes the work?
Yeah, as long as it's been recent. Sometimes I always forget to update my Claude.md. Did you create it recently?
Let me ask it to make sure that it's up to date.
Okay, yeah, perfect. Yeah.
So I'll say read the.
And if you do, when you mention the Claude.md, if you do @Claude.md,
yeah,
it automatically loads it, and that saves you some tokens too, because it doesn't have to generate the tool uses and stuff.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Read the processor and update the So it's more like how you work kind of like in Slack, which is like, hey, you just tag the person and let it do the job.
Yeah, if you know what files to search in,
Yes.
it's faster to do it that way. It just automatically pulls it into context.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah, so it's got your Claude in context now. It's pulling in all your files. Cool. Okay, yeah, now it's going to do some updates.
So
so you've got some new stuff that's been added.
Yes.
Nice. Cool.
I'll accept these changes.
Nice. And so the feature you said you want to add is basic authentication?
Yes. So right now, the web page just takes you directly to the functionality. I want to have, let's say, maybe a secret-based authentication, not exactly like an SSO or like integration with like Google users, but any kind of classic authentication that I can think of.
Like basic username, password?
Yeah, basic username and password, something along that lines to start with. Then we can see if we can ask it to perform integration with, let's say, sign in with Google or sign in with Apple, something like that.
Cool. Yeah, that might even actually be easier. I think Vercel has some integrations there. So
we can just go for that. Like for me, the function, it's not about the functionality, it's more about ease of work. So if we think, as I'm learning from you, like I just mentioned that Vercel have functionality for signing with Google, I'll just go ahead and integrate that right away and navigate that faster with the help of cloud.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so what I would give it some of the context, kind of what you exactly said here. Said you want to add. I would say I want to add basic authentication to the app. Tell it that you're running on Vercel. And tell it to first tell you what the options are and that you're thinking about, basic, sign in with Google mode, but have it first explain what other options there are. Let's see what it comes up with.
Yes. So it is reading the Swabase TypeScript.
Checking your database schemas. It's doing some research.
I'll allow research operations so that I don't have to constantly approve those.
Yeah. Cool. It's got the docs. One trick I found, if you're doing the same thing a bunch of different times, a lot of the doc pages now have markdown modes.
Yeah.
And so I have this big directory in my home directory with just those saved markdown docs for lots of projects, and I have
nice.
just look there. So it doesn't really save you a ton of tokens because it still has to read them, but it does save times because it doesn't have to go research on the internet each time.
Okay. Is there like a gist file which I can use to download that and put in my?
Yeah, that's sort of what I look for each time whenever I'm looking up docs. And if I'm trying to, if there's like some library that I'm always using all the time in Go or something like that, I'll have Claude generate, like I'll clone that project, I'll have Claude generate a user guide for it, and then I throw that into my docs directory. So the next time, like it always knows how to use these libraries that are sometimes hard.
Yeah.
Cool. So, it already just started going. Nice. Did it give you a plan first before it started writing?
Right now,
if you scroll back up, if you scroll back up above there, it looks like it gave you its plan, what it's going to do. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to set up
manual steps required in your service dashboard.
So you have to go in and click some of that stuff, and you have to make your own Google client ID in secret.
and then also the redirect to
if you haven't already done that, you might have to go do that off screen because you don't want people to see that client ID and secret and stuff.
Yes.
Here.
Let me.
So you could either go do that, or we could ask it to just do basic password, email, whatever you feel like.
I'll let you decide on that. I think in the manner that I'm happy with either path. For me, it's more about like leveraging this time in a better manner, so that.
It might take a little too long to go create this stuff. I thought Vercel had a built-in one, but maybe not. So go down, go back down, reject this, and say, hey, what about basic username and password? Cool.
So that will mean a sign-up workflow. Some form of forget password for password reset and login workflow.
Nice. So it's building your React components here.
So in this case, it went ahead and created the React components. So when you are doing anything like when you are looking at a code review of this, also I'll also use sometimes the command line warp. I've heard that their agents are good. Right here, this agents mode. I've not tried it properly yet. So in some of the live streams, I saw that you can launch and perform code review kind of thing like in real time. So essentially, I want to see all the changes I'm making to all the files in this session before I ask it to perform commit.
I do that one a lot. So I just let this go. So say yes, allow all edits during the session. And then before you commit, I usually have it do a big thorough code review.
Okay, got it. So I'll go with that approach as well. I'm just going to click this button agent just to see what it does.
I've never clicked that button. I've made some of my own custom agents. That's pretty cool. You can do that with the /agents command in Claude.
So should I open a new cloud for that?
You can wait until the end. Yeah.
Okay. And if you want to do things in parallel, like while it is working on this implementation, you mentioned that cloud agents, I'm assuming, is something like that where you can like do multiple agents running at the same time.
Yeah, they kind of conflict with each other though if you're in the same Git tree. So sometimes I'll do that if they're really whole separate features and things that I'm working on that I know aren't going to conflict with each other in the same files. You can also do, if you have a big app and you're working on separate features at the same time, you can do separate Git work trees. Or Git actually creates separate copies of the repo. And then you can have multiple repos. It's almost the same as doing 2 Git clones on your machine, but it's a little bit easier.
Okay.
But yeah, for the most part, each Claude session is one or two things at a time. They can do background processing and stuff now, where like if you have a server, it can start the server in the background. That's a pretty new feature in Claude that got added a couple of weeks ago. So if you're debugging a server, it'll start the server in the background, and then it can go and read the logs. So it can send a request to the server, and then it can send the logs. Nice.
After this, I will also do a quick check on the users because I also run into my token users limits quite fast. I don't think within this 1 hour it will be possible, but just want to see where it is at when I'm doing big feature.
You're using the Sonnet model, right?
Yes.
Yeah. The usage limits are pretty high on Sonnet. You burn through a lot more if you use Opus or the Sonnet with 1 million context window.
No, I don't think so. I think this is the default one.
Yeah. Which plan are you on?
The basic plan.
Okay, nice.
I have this idea that I want to, a problem that I face, and I'm assuming a lot of people might face, is that as a developer, for me, I can perform sign up or subscriptions from multiple of these services. So let's say from OpenAI, I have Codex. From Cloud, I have Cloud Agent. From Anthropic, and let's say I have another subscription for Cursor and for Emergent. Let's say like that 4 subscription going on. That is still cheaper than buying the expensive plan.
So you switch back and forth.
No, so my problem is that if I live by, let's say, Amazon's principle of being frugal, to provide some kind of solution which allows you to essentially a layer between all these, and all these is just kind of like run in the same manner, versus having those higher plan limits with higher subscription. I was just running my brain that maybe I should see if I can create some solution out of that, and submit that on let it be live on GitHub. If something like that exists, you think there'll be people who will use it, or you think that there's not much use case?
I've seen some of the open router things, but I haven't seen anything like that one.
Good to know. So it's doing the build command. I'll let it run just to ensure that I will need to do this in a separate tab. I don't give my cloud sudo access or installation permissions by default. So in the right directory. This is just a practice I follow to ensure that it does not like overrun my system with all these npm forms which are running around.
Yeah.
I can do this. This should wait. I'll just tell it. And install background. Try to build again. Oh, this is new. I'll let the linter run. I have a cat.
Yeah. Is it running the linter itself, or did you run it?
It ran the linter by itself. I think I might have put all those details in the cloud.md. I have to go and read that. Okay. So I've successfully implemented the complete email password system for your Kanban board app. The email password sign up validation, login email password, forgot password, user session memory service auth, created routes to access the board.
So there's 2 things you can do next. You could go test this out. You could deploy this and test it yourself.
Yes.
Or what I would do first is now I would try that other agent we talked about. So you could close this Claude session or open a new one.
Yeah.
And now let's do, are you in the same directory?
Yes, I'm in the same directory.
Let's make an agent. So start Claude. Now do /agents. Cool. Just hit that. Do create new agent. Now you can put it either in your home directory or this project you can pick.
I'll pick the project for now.
Cool. Generate with Claude. Now say, help me review pending code. And explain what you want it to review for.
Can you see that again one more time?
Sorry. Yes. So say help me review pending code before commit.
This is really cool.
Yeah. And add a little bit more. What do you want it to review for? Code quality, security?
Yeah. So let's say I'll say check for SQL injection error, something like that.
Yeah.
So because now I have an input-output check for SQL injection, script injection. We'll say OWASP stop and security risks for web apps, code quality and readability.
Cool. Yeah, so now it's going to generate that agent. The agent itself is just a markdown file, so you'll be able to review it later. It'll be in your project.
Yeah.
And then once this is finished, you can tell Claude to review the pending changes using your agent.
Okay. That's really nice. Essentially, what?
Okay. Yeah. So now you can tell it what it can do. You just do all tools. So hit continue. I usually do inherit from parent, that third one, in case you ever change your model.
Yes.
It'll automatically do that. Cool.
Yeah.
You can pick the color. Cool.
Okay. So security code reviewer, I will give that orange.
Okay. Cool. So press enter. And that's what it's going to look like. Cool. All right. So now you're done. So exit that, hit escape. Cool. Yeah. Now say review the pending changes using our agent.
I'll just go back to. I'll just use.
I would do it in here so you have a fresh context. Yeah.
Using our security. I can't do an add here, right?
No. It'll automatically select the right agent. I think you can just say using our agent. Yeah. Yeah, so it spins up a whole separate context here.
Yeah, this is
a pretty nice
cool.
way to keep your main.
It's
nice to keep your main context light.
Yeah, and I can literally see this more as itself as like a programming thing in itself, right? Like when you're writing code, you are thinking of like how to make how I do not write like a monolithic code, like I break it apart.
Yeah,
and this essentially allows you to do that at a system design level, which is like, hey, when I'm building a project, it requires these 5-6 pieces, and it's like project as a code vibe, like how infrastructure goes, like a projected as code vibe. You are kind of like codifying your practices out, and you don't need to like keep doing that over and over again.
Yeah. We do this a lot for migrations. Like if there's some new API or something like that, and you have to migrate a whole bunch of callers to it, you can write a little agent, and then you can have it do one at a time. So you don't have one big commit with all of them together. You can, you just have it perform it each time.
That's nice.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So it found issues. The authentication validation, do not verify. Weak password policies, CSRF, insufficient validation.
Cool. So I found these issues. So now tell it to, how many issues are there? 5?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So I tell it to fix these 5.
And I think this is where I can also see that it's not about just relying on cloud. If you just do that, then you're missing out an entire big piece of like what the security looks like. If you know what to expect, then it's really easy to like guide it and do that. So this kind of like answers my question of how to guide it by agents, as he showed me, that if you want to guide your AI tooling to do something, you use these agents with that pre-configured notion, and then they'll be able to perform that task.
Yeah, so it's doing the fixings.
Yes. Just allow edits.
One of the other main uses here is it keeps your main context small. We kind of talked about that, but like, so it didn't pollute your main context and fill up tokens when it was doing the review. It had that main context, everything before it in, and then it did a bunch of stuff, and now you come back to that same context place. So you kind of asked how to fork the context. This is one nice way to keep it small by pruning. I've seen other agents to do feature development and things like that. So if you had, for this case where it had 5 things it wanted to do, you can write an agent to do this. And then you could have told it to do each one of these using an agent, and it would spin off an agent to make each change one at a time, and then come back and you'd have them all done. But it wouldn't clog up. You wouldn't hit the context window really.
Wow. So just to reiterate, and I want to just like drop it with my own self, which is that with the security review agent, I was able to, let's say, find 5 bugs or 5 things, tasks to work on. Instead of asking this main agent to do all the 5, I create 5 agents and let them run. So essentially, the context window is much smaller for each of those, and I'm using, and they already have the context window from the main one. That's what they're trying to say, right?
Yeah, if they're 5 separate agents, you wouldn't, when you get to the 4th one, it wouldn't have the context from all of the changes that were done from 1 through 3. Yeah.
Yes.
And that's a question that we have here. Yeah, I understand we're creating an expert agent for a specific job. Is the reviewer agent doing the fixing or returning to the original agent? So the reviewer agent didn't do the fixing. It just output the 5 changes that needed to be made. And now we're back up in the main context doing those fixes. We could have then created a separate agent to do implementation work. And sometimes there you'll say you're a senior JavaScript engineer, you know all the best practices, you watch out for SQL injection when you're writing code and stuff like that. So yeah, that would have been another way to do this. But the downside with the agents is you don't really get to see what they're doing while they're running. It kind of hides a lot of that for you. It's nice because if they're very small tasks and you don't need to see this stuff. Sometimes one agent I have that I really like is a debugging agent. I tell it, like if there's some issue you're trying to debug, it's hard, you tell it, you're an expert debugger, you follow the scientific method, you come up with a theory, and then you validate it or not before you move on, which helps it. Sometimes if you're debugging something hard between clients and servers, it can get stuck. So you tell it first figure out how to get the logs and get through a development loop, and then use a scientific method to figure out where the bug is. And that's a pretty good one because debugging Claude can still sometimes get itself stuck in circles, or if it hallucinates something early on, then it just goes completely off track. So you kind of force it to be correct, ensure that it's correct before it proceeds.
And so that is mainly, I would say, like debugging of the code while you're doing a local build, something along those lines, right?
Yeah.
And if I were to take that to the next level, just thinking of the scaling that I have this app, let's say, deployed, and there are users who are using this in real time, like that. From a vision perspective, not an actual implementation, how would you envision an agentic agent going and sitting there, collecting logs and talking to your debugger or something like that? How would that be?
Yeah, I do a lot of playing around with stuff like that. Like if you deploy into, say, Kubernetes, Claude is really good at using kube control, the command line tool and stuff. So I would never give Claude access to a real production cluster or something like that. But if you're building a toy app and you have it running in Minikube or something like that, then yeah, I always have Claude write a guide on how to quickly deploy and iterate in the environment, like how to do the Docker build, how to do the push, how to get the logs, and put that in the Claude MD. And then it's great. You have it build a feature, you have it test the feature. It can call APIs with curl. It can then check the logs to see what happened. It's really quick. Or if you just have a server that's running locally and it can run that command, it can run that in the background and then automatically see the logs.
That makes so much sense. Thank you so much for sharing that. And
cool. So
the
now
agent
it's
is
done
done.
here. Yeah. So now if you wanted to, you could commit this work.
Yes. Let me commit the work first. I'll ask Cloud to do that and perform another, like I want to see what files it has modified or something like that. So should I just ask it to like summarize that commit, or it will do that automatically, right? Should I just go with the assumption that it will do that automatically for me?
I usually tell it to do the commit because then it writes it re-reviews all the changes. It checks to see if there's, binaries or things in there you don't want to commit. And then it only adds the right files, and then it'll write a nice commit message for you. Here's a question. It's not clear to me, how do you switch and separate the work between the agents? I do understand the various strategies, social prompt or context switching instructions, especially structuring. What I found with agents is like less is more. I only really have 3 or 4 agents I use on an ongoing basis, and they're pretty clear ones, like the debugger agent, the code reviewer agent, and then some very task specific ones. And you kind of just have to trust Claude to pick the right ones at any given time. But if you get too many, then it can pick the wrong ones and things like that.
I think I have not done the branching properly on this particular repo. But in another repo, what I have done is created that branching strategies where merge into main is not allowed. And I had like a dev branch, and
you can tell it to stop here and say commit this on a feature branch.
Yeah, let me actually do that.
And then if you have this up on GitHub, you can tell it to use the GH CLI. But that's only if you have it all set up and everything.
Yeah, I think I've already configured that, so it should be able to do all that part.
Yeah.
So in this case, the pipeline does not use like GitHub Actions, but in another repository I have used GitHub Actions, and that's where it can also check what happens when your PR goes and the GitHub Actions run, and that was pretty nice to see in real time too. That the code goes in, it kind of gets built, and you see the error happening or not happening, a deployment failing because of something else, and that the entire loop being completed.
Yeah. It's pretty cool too with the GH CLI because it can see which actions have failed if they fail.
Yes.
Or if somebody leaves you code review, if you're working on a team, you can just tell Claude to read the code review comments, read the failing checks, and then fix them.
Okay, this looks good to me at a high level.
Oh, your Git's not set up. That's fine. Yeah.
Maybe in this repository, let me.
You can you can skip this for now. We got pretty far.
Yeah. I think it's a different repository where it is all set up. I was assuming this should be good to go. I'll skip that for now.
Sure. Cool. This was fun.
Yes.
We got a whole feature done. Do you want to try it out? Test it, make sure it works?
I'm just trying to see how can I run this to...
if you put an exclamation point in front, then it'll actually run the command.
Okay, so I can do something like... Also, what I can do is quickly stop my screen sharing, see if I can make this go on GitHub. Then it will be actually live on Versal, and I can share that part.
Sure.
If that's okay with you.
Stop the screen share and get it set up.
Yeah, so I'll stop sharing just for a minute so that I can configure the Git part.
Sure. Yeah, and then we're pretty much out of time anyway.
Yes, time. Yeah. So let me just quickly check here. asking it to do again so that it shows me the Git part and provide the information there right now. Copy my git config. I was able to get the config. Should be fast now, any moment. Okay, commit succeeded. Commit is now going to be pushed. Okay, PR is being created. Okay, so it is all deployed. I'll start sharing my screen now again.
Sure.
And now I'll share the browser.
Does it work?
Yeah, so it all got committed and the PR got created. Can you see my browser screen now?
Yeah.
If the font is too small, I'll make it large. Let me know.
It's okay. Yeah.
I can increase it a bit. So we have a pull request now, which is the comprehensive authentication. And
Vercel deployed it to preview. Nice.
Yes, so this is the Vercel. This is the, nope. This is the app, live app.
Yeah, they deployed that change to a preview environment, it looked like.
Yes, I think it's not going to be in the production as of now.
Yeah. If you go back to the pull request, I think it said there's a preview.
Yes, it's a deploy to preview. So I can maybe just view that deployment.
Nice.
That's just, I think this ran into some errors because it's all empty.
So maybe the code broke? Oh, you have a conflict there. That's probably it.
Oh, the branches conflicts.
Yeah, you can tell Claude back in your terminal if you want to look at the PR and resolve the conflicts.
Yes, I will see if I can share my entire screen so that it's easy to switch between my, so I'll say, also I'm just doing a time check because I don't want to
yeah, we only have a few minutes left.
Yes, so we can stop here if you want to do a quick summary or something. We can just go about
you just want to summarize what we did with the agent?
Yes, so we used the agents part to start a new agent. In this case, we created like a security review agent, which went ahead and performed the OS top 10 risks which are present in a security app. And then we let that agent find the issues in our code, create that entire plan for us. And then we ask Cloud to use the same context and completely perform the fixes for it.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on today. This was fun.
Yes. Thank you, Dan. Thank you so much for your time.
Bye.
Yeah, I definitely learned some new things today, and that's always nice.
Cool. Yeah. See you, everyone.
Yeah. Bye.